Hey YouTube, this is Archangel 25, and I am bringing you the first episode of Archangel's Animated Alcove, where this new series is going to be me talking about either a piece of Western animation from, say, the Americas, Canada, or something, or any country in the Western Hemisphere, or just anime in its entirety. So for the first episode, I am going to be discussing an anime, and I'm going to be discussing Yu-Gi-Oh! And for those of you who don't know, I am half of another channel, Batman Gaming Inc., where for the most part, me and Drax Alex, we just play Yu-Gi-Oh! On that channel a lot. And there's some Pokemon, but mostly Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I felt starting off this new segment I'm doing with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Related thing would actually be pretty interesting. And so I'm going to start off with a top 10 video that I actually don't see a lot. And it's going to be my top 10 favorite archetypes. And by top 10 favorite archetypes, I mean my personal favorite, not like, say, the best that are out there or anything like that. And if you don't agree with me, you don't agree with me. That's okay. I have no problems with that. And so to start off the list, well, before I start off the list, actually, after this video gets uploaded, I will probably also be uploading a series of duels with me using each of the decks on this list, just to show how much fun I have using the decks, or something like that. Just probably something stupid, and it'll just be a good way to get some more uploads out there. So without further ado, after I've been wasting so much time, let's actually start the list. So number 10 is Battling Boxers. I just love this archetype. It's based off of boxing, if you haven't guessed by the name, and is used by the character Alito in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. And Alito really is the reason I started liking the archetype, because before I saw him use it, I actually didn't even know they existed. And seeing him use it and seeing how much fun he had using it, and especially in his duels with Yuma, I started using them, and I was like, wow, these really are fun. Especially with Lead Yoke. Lead Yoke is amazing. It's almost unkillable, so that's always a plus. And it just gets more powerful every time you try to kill it. And yeah, so I like boxing, and seeing cards based off of that and not be like a cheap laugh or taking a joke at it is actually really something that I like.
Whatever card I pick should help me take charge of this duel right from the start. I know. First I summon Battling Boxer Headgears! Great! And next I'm going to activate the spell card Ring Announcer! Now the sparring can really get started, because this spell lets me summon another of my Battling Boxer monsters! In my corner, it's Battling Boxer Glassjaw! I'm far from done, cause now I overlay Headgeared and Glassjaw. With these two monsters, I build the overlay network. I exceed summon Battling Boxer Lead Yoke.
Number 9 is Morphtronics. And Morphtronics was used by I don't know his English dubbed name. I had blanked out, but Rua from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, the male twin. And in the Japanese version, they were called Deformers, which I actually thought was pretty cool. And the Morphtronic archetype in its entirety, I actually like, because they're like Transformers, but I think better. Because, I mean, I honestly, I don't like Transformers too much, but then seeing the Morphtronics and how every time they change battle position, they morph in the anime, I thought that was really cool. And Morphtronics are the only archetype that I know of that have a series, have all their monsters have different effects depending on their battle position. I'm a sucker for like weird gimmicks like that.
なら俺のデッキには通じないディフォーマースコップを召喚機械族デッキかその通り俺はスコップの効果で手札からレベル4のディフォーマービデオを特殊召喚レベル4のディフォーマービデオにレベル3のディフォーマースコップをチューニング地球の平和を守るため勇気と力をドッキングシンクロ召喚愛と正義の使者パワーツールドラゴン
Number 8 is the Red Eyes. Now, this video was made at the time the Red Eyes Red Eye support was released on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro and Dueling Network and whatnot, but that didn't influence the decision because the Red Eyes would have already been on this list. From the original Yu-Gi-Oh!, Red Eyes is actually my second favorite archetype, with my favorite of the Yu-Gi-Oh!, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes being on the list a little bit later. And I just like Red Eyes because I prefer the Red Eyes Black Dragon color scheme to the Blue Eyes White Dragon color scheme, because black and red are two of my favorite colors, and Red Eyes' glowing red eyes are actually really they look really powerful. That's the best I can say. And the new support for Red Eyes, I'm not gonna lie, is actually really great. I've been playtesting out the new Red Eyes supports, and I really like it.
Gonna start things off with this. The magic card, Red Eyes Transmigration. All I have to do is sacrifice my Red Eyes Black Dragon, and you're done. It's that simple. He's not even on the field. But he's in my hand. So I sacrifice my Red Eyes Black Dragon and my new armor card, so I can play Lord of the Red. What in the world?
Number 7 is Super Heavy Samurais. Super Heavy Samurais are used by Gungan Zaka in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. And the way he uses them in the show actually is a not new, but a rarely used way of dueling. And that is a 40 card monster only deck. And in Arc V, it's called Steadfast Dueling, where he uses no spell or traps. Even when he has the opportunity to pick up an action spell or something, he refuses to, and he only wants to win the duel using the power of his monsters alone. Now, when I first saw him, when he first explained that, I really just thought, oh, this guy is just like Season 1 Joey Wheeler, so he's probably going to lose a lot. And then when I just see him consistently winning, or at least consistently bringing his opponent's life point as close to 0 as he can, I was just like, whoa, this archetype is amazing. And then it gets better when some of the monsters, or if Big Ben K, their boss, is on the field, all of their monsters can attack in defense mode. And I just find that like mind-blowing. Well, Super Heavy Samurai is actually really fun. Attacking while in defense is actually a really great troll for your opponents, and they just look at some of your opponents just look at you like they want to kill you because you're attacking while they're in defense mode when they have a mirror force face down. Yeah.
見てくれ親父殿、これが俺の目指す新たな不動のデュエルだ。俺はレベル2のチューナーモンスター超獣武者ホラガインを召喚。
ンちゃんまさか
シンクロ召喚を
嘘。
俺はレベル8の超獣武者ビッグベン系にレベル2の超獣武者ホラガイをチューニング。荒ぶる神よ、千の刃の方向とともに左陣渦巻く一サバに現れよ。シンクロ召喚いざ出陣。レベル10超獣後陣スサノー。
Number 6 is Performer Pals, also coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, and this is used by the main antagonist, Yuya Sakaki. And I really like this archetype a lot because they're all circus animals, and I kind of like the circus, but I like fictional circuses. One of my favorite heroes is Nightwing, and Nightwing was raised in a circus. And yeah, so just circus stuff is actually really cool. And then seeing these circus animals, which is what the Performer Pals are, actually being made into really somewhat potent threats. Like we have Whip Snake, whose effect lets you switch your opponents or any monsters on the field attack and defense. Elefhammer, that when it attacks, it becomes a giant trinade for your opponent. Swordfish, who upon its summon, your opponent's monster loses 600 attack and defense, and as every time you special summon a monster while it's on the field, they continue to lose 600 attack and defense permanently. And the entire a lot of the archetype is revolved around attack and defense manipulation, which I actually find really interesting. Because yeah, there are archetypes that do that, but I don't see that many archetypes that's their main focus is attack and defense manipulation. And even though the Pendulum Magicians and Odd Eyes isn't technically part of the Performer Pal archetype, they are actually still a well balanced thing to add to it.
俺は信じる。俺と俺のカードをドロー。速攻魔法びっくりターンは自分のフィールドに存在する1ターンに1度と書かれたカードの効果をもう一度使える。発動。俺が使うのはトランプウィッチのペンデュラム効果。俺はエンタメイトシルバークローとルーアイズペンデュラムドラゴンで融合召喚する。何？もう
一度融合を。
誇りたくき銀狼よ、魔天の竜と一つになりて新たな力を生み出さん。融合召喚いでよ、野獣の眼光し獰猛なる竜。インストアイズペンデュラムドラゴン。
Number 5 is the Dark Magician archetype, which is what I was talking about with the Red Eyes. Dark Magician is actually one of my favorite cards in general, so his archetype would have definitely had to make this list. And I really like the archetype because spellcasters are actually are somewhat underrated. And I'm not talking about the spellbook spellcast. I'm talking about the spellcasters that don't seem to have a clearly defined archetype in their own. And yeah, Dark Magician is an archetype, but until Aya Tamias came out and stuff, not a lot of people were using Dark Magician because Dark Magician decks were really slow, and so they just had the Aya Tamias actually gave it the boost it needed. And there's also another card called Eternal Soul that lets you search out the spell cards Dark Magic Attack and Thousand Knives, which makes those cards viable again because of that trap card. And Dark Magician is one of my favorite art styles out of any card I've ever seen. Especially with all his alternate arts. Jeez, they're amazing.
Over! Hold on, Arcana. I'll rescue him with Curse Breaker! It cancels out all other magic cards. Destroying my Dark Magician won't be easy, Arcana.
Well, we'll just see about that!
Dark Magician, attack with Dark Magic now!
They'll destroy each other!
And now my Dark Magician will return! Monster Reborn!
Looks like we're back to where we started.
Yes, a stalemate. Why don't you unlock us from these shackles and finish this duel with honor?
Number 4 is Gagaga. And yes, Gagaga is going to be above Dark Magician. And Gagaga is used by the main antagonist of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, Sukumo Yuma Sukumo. And yes, the reason I haven't listed the duelists behind Dark Magician and Red Eyes is because those are from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm assuming anyone who's watching a Yu-Gi-Oh! Related video has at least watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! So they should know who used those guys. Alright, so Gagagas are an interesting breed of monster. Their main gimmick is they are level manipulation. So it gives you access to a plethora of Xyz monsters. And that's something I find amazing, and I just really like that. So Gagagas are... Well, Gagaga has their main boy, Gagaga Magician, who a lot of fans say is supposed to be a Dark Magician ripoff. But I see it more as a Dark Magician descendant. So, like, as the show evolved, so did the Dark Magician. And the Dark Magician evolved... well, not evolved, but the Dark Magician had a Dark Magician pretty much has an extended family anyway, so the Gagaga Magician could be part of that extended family. And he also has Gagaga Girl too, so yeah. And Gagaga also has... they also have their own Xyz monsters too, the Cowboy and the Samurai. And I really like those guys too, so yeah.
相手フィールドにモンスターエクシーズがいるとき、手札から攻撃表示で特殊召喚できる。おお、そして俺はレベル4のガガガマッチャンとグランドラムをオーバーレイネットワークを構築。エクシーズ召喚現れろガガガガンマン。守備表示だぞ。確かに守備表示ならフィールド魔法によるダメージは受けない。ガガガガンマンは守備表示の時1ターンに一度オーバーレイユニットを1つ使うことで相手プレイヤーに800ポイントのダメージを与える。やったぜ。どうだゴス。
Number 3 is Black Wings. Black Wings is used by Crow Hogan in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. And Crow Hogan is actually my favorite character in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. And I really like the Blackwing archetype because they swarm the field like it's nobody's business. You, on a good starting hand, something like a Black Whirlwind, Share the Blue Flame, or even now, since Krista Crack of Dawn is out, Black Whirlwind and Krista Crack of Dawn means you can search out almost every monster in a Blackwing deck. And if you have other Blackwings in your hand that could be special summoned, you could just have a chain of special summoning going on. Not only that, black is my favorite color, or favorite shade, since it's technically not a color. So seeing black being incorporated into birds, which are somewhere on my list of favorite animals, I thought it was really cool.
俺はブラックフェザー黒槍のブラストを召喚。レベル4の黒槍のブラストにレベル4の東雲のゴチをチューニング。黒き疾風よ、秘めたる思いをその翼に現出せよ。シンクロ召喚。舞い上がれブラックフェザードラゴン。
まさかあれがシグナーの5体目の竜。
Number 2 are Crystal Beasts. Crystal Beasts are an interesting archetype because
Ready, pal?
they're the only archetype of
Then for
monsters
starters,
that when they're
let's show off
destroyed, they
your special
remain
effect.
on the field.
Whenever Sapphire Pegasus
Now,
joins the
pendulums can
field,
do this
guess what
later,
I'm allowed to do? Take a crystal beast from my graveyard and summon it.
The Crystal Beast did it.
Surprise! It's
And
good old
I
Ruby.
really love the Crystal Beast,
And she's got a
especially
special
in the
ability
anime
too.
because
Be
all the
careful
Crystal
what
Beasts
you
have
wish for,
different
because
voices.
now you have to face all
And
7 of
if I
my
remember
crystal
correctly,
beasts
in
at
English
once.
dub, they all were parodying,
All right,
or at
Ruby,
least some of
it's
them
your
were
time to shine.
parodying because I just remember Crystal Beast and Mammoth parodying
Now you
but I
can
haven't
merge
seen the
them,
dub
right?
in
Key level, one track line.
Crystal Beasts were used by Johan Anderson or
Chink.
Jesse
Pegasus,
Anderson in English
attack
dub.
Dark Panther.
And this guy is actually one of my favorite characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Because he
Amethyst.
balances out
This
the main
time
protagonist, the
is
main
personal.
protagonist.
Time to pounce,
And
girl.
not only does he do that, but he also asserts
Me ouch.
And
Cobalt
when,
Eagle.
once he was introduced, I was just like, I know I'm gonna like this guy.
Amber Mammoth.
And get this, since you have more life points than me, Neos gets extra attack points. 1,200 big ones to be exact. Not a bad special effect, huh? So it's game over. Neos, finish this.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's time. Remember that monster you wanted to see?
Oh, yeah. He's gonna summon his dragon. It's about time.
All 7 crystal beasts are here, which means there's only one thing left to do. I play Rainbow Dragon. Meet the most feared creature in history. You'll never survive. Just kidding.
Now my number 1 is heroes. Not just Elements heroes, not just Destiny heroes, but all the heroes. And all the heroes are now one combined archetype. As you can see, when you look on any new hero card, the word hero is capitalized, meaning they're all part of the hero archetype. And the heroes consist of Elemental heroes, Destiny heroes, Vision heroes, Masked heroes, the Contrast hero, Evil heroes, etc., etc. And they all do different things. And the Elemental heroes were used by Jaden Yuki or Yuki Judai in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Destiny heroes were used by Edo Phoenix in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Masked heroes were used by Jaden again, but this time in the manga for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And Vision heroes were used by Aster again in the GX manga. And I just I really love comic book heroes, and seeing an entire archetype based off of like comic book and TV show heroes was just like, oh god, now we're combining fandoms. And it also reminded me, well, later on when I saw the anime Tiger and Bunny reminded me of the Elemental heroes, because it's like they're superheroes in anime, like comic book heroes, anime style. And yeah, it's just, my head is a jumbled mess, but yeah, that's how I see it. And I think they're amazing.
First things first, I switched Dogma to attack mode, so stand up! And then, I'll equip him with this spell card, Heavy Stormblade! Remember, every time a new spell card is played, Flare Neos gets more points, 400 more. You think I care? Please, not as long as I know that Destiny's got my back. Now attack! Graybeard? Yes, Asta's monster is weaker than Jaden's. Well, then why would he engage him? Excellent question! And I can answer it with just 4 words. My Heavy Storm Blade! Now see for yourselves! Whenever a monster that's equipped with Heavy Storm Blade attacks, every single trap and spell card on the field is instantly destroyed! No way!
Très magnifique! Tell me when it's over!
And now, Neos loses a few attack points! Now attack! No fair! What's the problem? Oh, you're wondering why my monster didn't bite the dust, aren't you? Maybe. I hate to break it to you, but it's your own fault. See this? You sent it to my graveyard. And when spell calling leaves the field, I get to replace it with 2 new spell cards, giving my Neos a power boost. Impossible. That means Jaden wins. And Sartorius said that I was destined to win this duel. Could it be that Jaden is even more powerful than Destiny?
Heroes are my favorite archetype, and all the other archetypes that I listed are my other 9 favorite archetypes. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. What are your favorite archetypes? Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, stick around. I got more coming. But until then, I'm Archangel 25, and I'm out.